And what's up? My name is Casey Budge, and this is the Off Season Podcast. And today I have the awesome guys from Oaktown. How's it going, guys?
What's up?
So I just stumbled across you guys when I was uh, scrolling through TikTok of all things, and just one of your guys' random songs popped up, and it led me down the whole rabbit trail of going through and listening to all your guys' songs that you have, like on your website, and then listening to your newest single, "Man on the Moon," and that is an awesome song. So I was super excited when you guys said that you would come on the podcast. Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks for having us on, man. We're really excited to get this.
Yeah. So why don't you start off by telling me a little bit about yourselves, how you guys kind of got into music, and how you kind of became a band together?
Sure. So my name's Josiah. I sing and play the acoustic guitar, a little bit electric sometimes. We kind of come from a big range of backgrounds. I grew up listening to like country music and a little bit of like early 2000s rock, and that was kind of my influences. The rest of the guys are all over the board. Um, Dalton is Dalton's one of our lead guitar players. He's a real bluesy, red dirt kind of guy. Chad's the other lead guitar player. He came from metal mostly. Yeah. And then Brandon, I don't even know. He's the drummer. He plays everything. What do you call your influence, Brandon?
Mostly metal, early hard rock, and I like funk. Funk is awesome.
Funk, yeah. And bass player, he's actually not here right now, but bass player plays all kinds of stuff. He plays in some cover bands that play R&B, rock, country, whatever, you name it. And so we like to think we have a pretty unique sound that comes all over the board, and we don't really try to fit into a genre, just whatever we decide to make comes out like it is, and hopefully people like it.
Yeah, I think that's always best, not to try and fit yourself into a label or try and squeeze yourself into a niche or genre anywhere. Just make what sounds good to you, and that's what really matters. So what kind of brought you guys all together? What was kind of the drawing influence to draw you guys into a band together?
Really, I was just trying to make a band, trying to find some guys. I found Brendan in a guitar center.
Yeah. He walked up to me, he said, "Are you in a band?" I said, "No." He said, "You want to be in a band?" I said, "Hell yeah, I do." And then he put me in a group chat a week later, and then here we are.
Yeah, the rest of the guys is kind of the same thing. We just found them through a bunch of different friends, mutual friends, Facebook.
It's awesome. Here we are. And how did you guys come up with the name Oaktown? Because it's an awesome name, honestly. Like that's such a sick name.
Thank you. No idea. It really doesn't have any story or meaning. It's like we're from Oklahoma and we all live in towns, I guess. I don't know. We lots of oak trees are in here. No, I kind of just made it up.
Hey, that's all right. You know what? It doesn't have to mean anything as long as it sounds good and it is catchy. It's awesome.
Yeah, that's the goal.
Yeah. So, what's your guys' kind of songwriting process as far as that goes? And then, what's kind of a cool story that you guys have from one of your songs that you've come out with so far, and maybe one that hasn't come out yet?
Yeah, so really most of the songs that we've recorded already, I wrote before we were a band, and then we kind of came together and I played them for them, and they just jumped in and figured something out. The songs we've been writing recently, I just have stacks of notes and stuff. Just I think of something and write it down. One of these guys picks up a guitar and plays something, plays a chord, plays a chord progression or a riff, and I say, I think I can do this to that, and we just go with it. Some of them have stories, some of them don't, but the ones that are more about something specific are we kind of go through and tell the story and fit the chords and everything together. Most of them start on an acoustic guitar, whoever's playing it, and then everybody else fills in around it.
Comes together rather quickly.
Yeah,
usually.
It's pretty great playing with these guys. They're pretty awesome. If I start to ramble, just cut me off. But
no. I like the rambling, honestly.
Awesome, cool. I guess Caitlin's song is kind of the only song we have released now that has a story. Really, it's about a girl I met. She was a bartender. She's really cool, really awesome. She's had a lot of trauma, and we had a lot of good times together, hung out a lot, and she just always pushed me off. It really kind of hurt me and sent me into a bad place for a while, 6 months or so. And finally I was sitting in my bedroom, kind of looking up at the wall, listening to music. And I was like, this is dumb. Like, why am I letting her affect me like that? And so I just started playing chords and started singing, and ended up, I actually just turned on my phone recording and just sang like the same lines over and over, and went back through it a couple of days later, and it was all there.
That's awesome.
That song like makes me emotional every time I play it. I don't ever play it unless it's like a show or practice.
It's a damn good song.
It's a good song.
Yeah, thank you guys. Yeah, and then I guess
Smoking Gun.
Smoking
Gun.
Gun.
That's
Backwards has the best story.
Smoking Gun.
That's got a pretty cool
It's a
story.
pretty cool story. All right, so we wrote a song called "Smoking Gun." This is one that we actually wrote together. It's going to be on the new album coming out. But we were just sitting here, and Dalton was like, "Hey, I've got this riff," and I just started spitballing on top of it. And it's about a stripper getting murdered. No real story involved in that, but
Yeah,
we just kind of
yeah.
were. I was just throwing things together, and it didn't start that way. It just started about a girl, and then as it went, I threw out a verse that, and I was like, "Whoa!" And then I was like, "That was kind of cool." And Dalton was like, "That hits." And so, like 3/4 of the way through writing the song, we are like, "I guess this is about a stripper getting murdered." But yeah, me and Dalton sat down and wrote that in like 15, 20 minutes.
That was the
But
first song that we wrote together.
Well, that's the first song we wrote together. But I don't know where I was going with that. But
It's a good song, though.
yeah, that's why I think that's one of our favorites coming off the new album. We just finished that song like last week.
Well, it's got a little bit of everything in it. Because now that I redid put my guitars to it, it's got a blues riff with a heavy metal
Solos.
chords behind it. It's
pretty all over the place.
It's got everybody in it.
It's very much blues influence, but with a lot of like chugga power chords and stuff behind it. Some heavier stuff in like the rhythm section.
That's so sick. I'm so excited for that, honestly.
Oh, you're gonna love it.
Yeah. When's that going to come out? And what's your album called?
So we actually don't have a release date yet. We've been working on this for like a year. About 6 months ago, we stopped playing shows. So we were like, if we keep playing shows and having to practice and do all this, we're just never going to get this recorded. We're doing it all ourselves, everything. We're recording it all and mixing it a little bit and sending it off to get mastered and stuff. But we've thrown a couple names for the album around. Man on the Moon, Ballads of a Drifter. I think right now we're on Big Dumb Guitars. We really don't know yet. Probably one of those three, unless we come up with something cooler. And the release plan, so we have two that the guy's mastering right now. Man on the Moon was part of this release form. So we're gonna we release Man on the Moon, and then as soon as we get those back, we're gonna drop one and drop another one a month later. So we'll have the 3 singles, and those will also be on the album. And I think it's got 10 songs.
I've got about 9 right now.
That's going to be sweet, guys. I'm super excited for that. And honestly, don't worry. Like, if it takes a while to get put together, I interviewed Treaty Oak like 2 years ago, and they were like, "Yeah, we're gonna have an album out like by the end of the year," and it was like a year and a half until they finally put out an album. So I wouldn't worry about it. If it takes you guys longer to make a quality product, like keep sticking with that, because I think that's more.
Yeah, for sure. That's what we've been, kind of where we've been at. We're just gonna do it, and when we're happy with it, we'll be done.
We're almost there.
But we're really close, and we're really excited to play shows again. We're kind of getting sick of being here in the studio, which it's fun, but it's not the same as getting out there and playing for people.
So you guys have said that like kind of some of your influences, but as far as like bands specifically, what are some of your guys' biggest influences on your writing and that sort of thing?
Yeah, I think we kind of just approach it like we do everything else. I listen to like a lot of a lot of Dylan Wheeler, a lot of like emo punk bands that I listen to, and I get some of like my lyrical flow from that stuff. It's just kind of all over the place. But I don't know. What do you guys?
Well, right now, Josie introduced me to that Treaty Oak Revival. I fucking love that band.
Yeah, they're pretty awesome.
But that's one of my big influences.
They're so good. They're super nice guys too.
Yeah.
So you said that. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh no, you good. Go for it.
I was just saying that you guys said that you're from Oklahoma. What's that kind of how's that affected your guys' songwriting process? I mean, you guys have all that crazy good like red dirt music right around you right there. What's that kind of like, and did that affect you guys' sound coming up and anything like that?
I think it definitely does, especially me and Dalton. We're big on the red dirt stuff. Ragweed's one of my favorite bands ever. Dalton's the same way. And these other guys have heard a lot of it, especially hanging out with me. But that's kind of what I like is we've got all this stuff around us that's got all this quality music happening everywhere, old, new, and like all the different scenes. You got a good metal scene in Oklahoma City, and that's kind of where I like to think that we just take all these different influences and let it do its thing. I played a lot in Stillwater when I first started playing music. I went to the bars up there all the time and stuff. And there's a good community up there too. Fun guys to hang out with, and kind of got me started, introduced to how to be on the scene, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
And those guys are all great, Trenton Fletcher and Gannon Freeman and all those guys. I've hung out with all those guys quite a bit. They're great dudes, really helped me out quite a bit.
Awesome. So what do you guys like to do for fun, like besides playing music?
Go listen to music. We go to a lot of concerts. I can't wait for the Cross-Canadian Ragweed concert coming up in April.
Yeah, you guys got tickets to that, you lucky sons of guns.
I did.
Yeah.
Yeah,
tried.
Yeah, I tried to. I was in that waiting line forever.
Yeah. No,
That's funny.
I don't know. I play music a lot, go hunting and fishing, just hang out.
Yeah.
As a band, we listen to music and play music mostly. Yeah, we're all kind of spread out quite a bit.
Yeah, it's so far like across the state for everybody that when we get together, it's kind of just trying to use our time wisely. And
Yeah, all
productively.
business. Hey,
Yeah, it's like we get together in a town called Antioch, Oklahoma, which is like in the middle of nowhere. It's where Dalton lives. And the rest of us are like an hour in different directions.
oh yeah.
So it's kind of tough with scheduling and stuff, but we make it work.
Hey, that's what's important, is just making it work. So what's your guys' favorite place that you played at so far, and what's your dream venue, and why is it the Ryman?
I don't know.
Legends was pretty cool.
Part of Legends is
Legends was probably my favorite.
Like a dream venue, they love guys.
Yeah, Dream.
Red Rocks.
Red Rocks would be cool. Red Rocks would be really fun. We played a couple of shows at Legends Pub House in Stillwater or in Chickasha. It's a great place. The guy that owns it, Fred, he's gotten us shows there and a couple of shows in the city that are just like festival stuff, and it's pretty fun. Always get good crowds and stuff. I think Red Rock would be a cool place to play.
That would be the place probably.
Ryman would be awesome. We just play wherever they put us in front of people, I guess.
Yeah, that's awesome. Hey, Red Rocks is really cool. I went to my university like an hour away from Red Rocks, so I got to go to a bunch of shows there, and that is one of the most amazing places to go see music. If you guys get a chance, it's really
Where are you from?
I'm from Wyoming.
Oh, really?
Wow.
That's crazy. Do you still live there? Are you still up there?
No, sir. I am down in Weatherford, Texas right now.
Okay, cool. See, I thought the podcast was out of Texas, kind of, but not really sure.
Yeah, it is now. It's that's kind of
Wherever you're at, right?
exactly. Yes, sir. So what's kind of one of the most fun things that you guys have done as far as like a fan interaction? Like what's kind of the coolest thing that has made you guys realize that like, hey, I have these like fans who are coming out to my shows and stuff?
Man, I don't know. Cool here. I think what was that guy's name? I had a guy message me on Twitter one time. He's like, "Hey, man, I love your music. Caitlin's song really hits hard. It means a lot to me." And then what? No, I don't remember who it was. But he came to one of our shows in Chickasha and was like, "Hey, dude, your music's awesome. I love it." I don't know. It is cool to see people come out and support you, especially people you've never heard of before. You don't know them, but they know you, and it's like, wow, that's crazy that music can do that and bring people together like.
Yeah, music is a wonderful, wonderful tool that helps to connect us. I mean, you guys know that better than I do, but like it's such a fun thing that we get to do together, like going to concerts and playing music and writing music. It's amazing.
Yeah, everybody's a part of something. Doesn't matter who you are once you're in there. Everybody's jamming.
So, what's your favorite song off of the new album? Like besides your one that you talked about already, what are some of your other favorite ones that are coming up on the new album?
We got a song called Drifter on there. It's pretty hard. It's got a real, almost like a, I don't know, like a Tom Petty rock kind of feel.
Yeah, it's
A little bit.
Yeah.
Kind of.
I don't know. I don't know what genre.
I don't know how you describe it.
It's like a blues rock thing.
It's just big dumb guitars, and it's fast and upgoing, upbeat. It's fun to listen to, fun to play. That one's good. Backwards, yeah. So that song, Backwards, is a song I wrote after watching a movie, actually. And it's just about a kid whose parents kind of abandoned him. He lived on the streets, picked up a guitar, started writing music, and he's dreaming about making it big. The chorus is kind of like, it talks about how life's backwards when your family's on drugs and nobody loves you. And, get a guitar, music means something, and you feel like you're a part of something. It's
one of the deepest songs.
It's definitely a deep
But then
song.
the music's not like that.
Yeah.
That's sweet, guys. Well, what's something that you want people who listen to your music or music fans in general just to know about you?
I think a big thing would just be like to listen, because a lot of people, their listeners like, oh, you play country music, you play Red Dirt music. A lot of people throw us in Red Dirt, which is fine because we love Red Dirt. And
That's where we're from. So
Yeah.
just geographically, that's the music coming out of here is Red Dirt.
Right, but I like to think that I can show anybody my music and whatever they like to listen to, our music. So I can show anybody our music, and whatever they like to listen to, they can listen to it and say, man, that kind of grooves, that's fun to listen to. But we don't subscribe to a genre. We're just here and want to make something that everybody likes and anybody can like. And if you don't, it is what it is. But
That's cool. Listen to the next song.
Yeah, exactly. Well, sweet, guys. Well, thank you so much for coming on. Where can the people find your music?
Man, you guys can listen to us anywhere you stream your music. We're on Spotify, YouTube, Apple Music. Our Apple Music is actually having some problems right now, so the songs that I released before we were a band are under Josie Lovett Music, so it's Jossey. And then Man on the Moon and the rest of the album will be under Oaktown. But really, just anywhere you stream music, you should be able to find us under there.
Sweet. And be sure to follow them on Instagram and everywhere else. And be sure to listen to us anywhere where you can find podcasts. And be sure to follow us on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, all the things. Thank you guys so much for listening. This has been the Off-Season Podcast with my boys from Oaktown. Thanks, guys.
Thank you, man.